How far will you go for your dog? My golden retriever Scout was diagnosed with a rare heart condition that required specialized surgery, but our local vet said no one in our state could perform it. The procedure would cost $85,000 at a specialist clinic in California, and our insurance wouldn't cover it since they considered it experimental. We'd already sold our car and moved into a tiny apartment to save money. I was working 3 jobs while my wife picked up extra nursing shifts. Scout was only 4, and seeing him struggle to breathe after even mild exercise broke our hearts. His lips would turn blue, and he'd collapse in exhaustion. Last month, his cardiologist called us in for an emergency appointment. His heart was failing faster than expected. Without surgery in the next 2 weeks, I don't think he couldn't finish the sentence. We were still $32,000 short despite the GoFundMe and community fundraisers. I picked up a 4th job working overnight security at a warehouse. Running on 2-3 hours of sleep, I could barely stand. That's when I saw a local news story about an eccentric millionaire named Walter Thompson who lived nearby. He'd made headlines for spending $200,000 on a luxury doghouse with air conditioning and a pool. I knew it was crazy, but I drove to his mansion at 7 a.m. The guard at the gate laughed when I asked to speak with Mr. Thompson. I camped outside that gate for 6 hours, holding up a sign with Scout's picture and his story. Finally, a sleek black car pulled up. An elderly man stepped out, scowling. "You're disrupting my property. Leave before I call the police." I was desperate. I pulled out my phone and showed him videos of Scout playing as a puppy, then recent clips of him struggling to walk. "Sir, I'm not asking for a handout. I'll work for you. Do anything. Just please help save my dog." He studied me for a long moment. "Follow me," he said finally. Inside his office, massive portraits of dogs covered the walls. In the center was a painting of an old golden retriever. "That's Charlie," Thompson said softly. "Lost him to the same condition last year. Best clinics in the world couldn't save him. Cost wasn't the issue. By the time we found a surgeon who could do it, it was too late." His voice cracked. He wrote a check for the full amount on the spot, but there was a catch. He wanted to come with us to California for the surgery. "I need to see this work," he said. For Charlie, the specialist clinic was amazing, but the night before surgery, Scout's heart nearly gave out. The surgeon warned us he might not survive the procedure. Thompson paced the waiting room with us for 14 hours straight. When the surgeon finally emerged, his face was grim. "There were complications," he began. My wife grabbed my hand. "But he's stable. The new valve is working better than expected." Thompson broke down crying. He hugged us, then immediately called his pilot. Within a week, he'd flown that surgeon out to open a new cardiac center at our local vet hospital. "No one should have to travel across the country to save their dog," he said. Scout made a full recovery. Thompson became a regular at our tiny apartment, bringing ridiculous luxury dog gifts. One day, he arrived with blueprints. He'd bought the empty lot next door to build a free pet cardiac clinic. "Why are you doing all this?" I asked him. He smiled sadly. "Because you reminded me what I'd forgotten, that sometimes love means fighting impossible odds. Charlie would have wanted this." Today, that clinic has saved over 200 dogs. Scout helps with therapy, comforting nervous pups before surgery. Thompson installed a wall of success stories, with Charlie and Scout's photos side by side at the center. The plaque reads, "For the dogs who taught us to never give up." But the real miracle happened yesterday. Thompson called me into his office, now covered with hundreds of photos of saved dogs. He handed me an envelope. Inside was a deed making me director of clinic operations, with a salary that finally let me quit my other jobs. "You fought for Scout like he was family," Thompson said. "That's exactly who I want running this place."